the previous tutorials. Now, I guess I talked about how if and else statements. Now I'm gonna just add something to this. Now, what if, let's say, if whenever you make a profit of 1,000, um, more than, let's say, a profit that's more than 1,000, you want you want this thing to be yes, a lot of profit. So whenever you make a profit of, if your profit is more than 1,000, right? So there's this thing called else if. I mean, it's called else if, but in Python they just call it elif. Elif, right? Elif is just basically if this condition is met, right? If this condition is not met, then try this condition. Same thing, right? It's the same condition and instruction, right? And this is that if all these conditions are not met, so you can put like 1,000 elif statements. This is just, yeah, it's just basically a continuation from this, right? So now I can say if profit is greater than 1,000, right? Now if it's greater than 1,000, then did we make profit would be yes, a lot, right? Yes, a lot, right? So now let me change this to 6,000, and let me change this to 3,000, right? So, did we make profit? Yes. Oh, what if it's greater than cost? That's interesting. If profit is greater than, wait, let me just pause this. Oh, now I know why it didn't run. There's also this thing called AND, right? So if I say, because this condition has been met, let me write that down. Because this condition has been met, it's actually quite a good mistake I've made. It's good lesson that when this condition has been met, right? When this condition is met, what the computer does when it's running this instruction, right, is that whatever is here is ignored, is is ignored basically. It just runs through and goes to the next set of instruction, right? So even if any of these, even if, like, for example, this met the condition, but because this condition has been met, right, it just basically ignores all these things and it goes here. So this is actually a good transition to clear all. Good transition to understanding and, right? So I said and or not, right? So I said that we have if statements. So just to kind of add to the value of our if statement, we can also add another condition. So if this profit is greater than 0 and, right, and profit is greater than 1,000, right? I mean, ideally, if it's greater than 0, then it's probably greater than 1,000, but it's just for example purposes. Then, do we make profit? Oh, and is less than, sorry, actually, yeah, and is less than 1,000, then if did we make profit should be equal to yes, right? So this and condition, even if this is met, if this is not met, right, then this whole statement becomes false. So when we run that, we'll see yes, a lot. But then we have or if I say or, what now the computer will do is that if any of these is met, then it'll stop here, right? Yes. So yeah, so that's a perfect uh, transition to end, right? So, and there's also a not. A not, I guess you can just use it for let's see, what can you use not for? Because the one I use in what in other languages are these other ones. These, so I don't know how I can use it for Python, but otherwise I think for now it's not that much important, as long as you just understand these building blocks, I guess. So just a recap on everything, right? I talked about the calculator, how you enter in instructions and all these things, and how Python is the same thing. You're entering instructions and you're using an operator to be able to connect different instructions, and Python is the same thing, except Python you can also work with words, with letters, and we've seen how we can work with letters, right? That we can, be able to put them in strings like this, and yeah, basically that. Now I mentioned before here, where is this? That the data types, we also have uh, booleans. Where is that? Actually, my Wi-Fi is kind of not good today. Um, what is this thing? Booleans. Okay, I know them either way, so it's not so bad. Yeah, booleans, right? Booleans is just basically true or false, right? So, um, actually, if you notice that some of these things appear in a different color, it's because Python has uh, special values that you can't use for naming. So, for example, I can't name a variable and, right? It'll have a different color, right? Is equal to this, right? Let's say 2000, right? This will cause an error, right? Because Python has special values that you can't use for just anything, and one of those values are booleans as well. Uh, Basically, let's say loss will equal to false. See, you notice that it appears different. False, it appears different as false. Like I said, you know, this and this is case sensitive, but yeah, so these are booleans, false and true. So yeah, I guess you're probably asking that, okay, what do we use these things for, right? So what we use booleans for are the most basic, I guess, function for them is for these type of if statements, right? So for example, if profit, sorry, let's just call this now is equal to false, right? So if an if statement, we can say if now is equal to false, false. I mean, this can also work for other letters and all these things. Then, um, print uh, not now, right? Let's just run that. We will also run this, but yeah, right. Oh, syntax error. Print. Oh my gosh, sorry. Forgot to put these brackets under the things. Yeah. So if now is equal to false, yeah, this is continuing here. But yeah, if now is equal to false, then print now. So these booleans are just what? You just use them basically just this type of conditions. If you want to make a condition false or true or something like that, you also have true, another boolean, but I guess you really can't appreciate them until I'll try finding an example that we can use, that we can truly appreciate the use of booleans. But one thing about coding is that there's a lot of concepts and a lot of things that you know you like, especially like when you just learn something, it's so hard to like really appreciate its use until you actually create an app or something like that that actually uses them. But yeah, I guess the next thing now is, let me see, I've done comments. Did I do comments in the first video? I hope I did comments. I don't think I did comments. Sorry, comments are I don't think I did comments. Okay, I think I'll make a separate video for it. Yeah, so that this thing doesn't get confused. But the next video, I guess, since this video is almost done anyway, so I'll just continue from the next video.